you have correctly projected every U.S. presidential election, as well as many other national elections, for more than 2 decades now. So what do you think of 2024?
2024 is going to be it's always easy to say the most unique election in American history, but
Yeah.
we're dealing with an incredibly unprecedented situation here where we've got a former president and a president running against one another. We've got a former president with facing 91 criminal charges with 4
Wow.
broad indictments. We have 60% of the American public that does not like either of the candidates. Uh, we've got so many variables out there right now. Now, I did a piece recently that said that remember, polls are not predictors, they're snapshots in time. We're over a year out from the election. But if the election were held roughly about now, the election is down to about 5 states that really matter, the 5 swing states. But if you total it all up, right now, Donald Trump is probably ahead in the Electoral College at this
Wow.
but there are polls that indicate among swing voters a criminal conviction could change the game for some of them because we're really down to what, as I say, it's a handful of swing voters and a few swing counties in 5 swing states that decide the election. I think the election's down to roughly 100,000 or so voters next year
Really?
that are going
Oh,
to decide the election.
wow.
And then now we have new
Do you
variables.
appreciate how crazy that statement is? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's just really
It's
crazy.
crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. Now we have new variables out there. We've got, and it's a whole nother show for another day. We've got a guy named Robert Kennedy Jr. polling 20% in the polls. And as
Yeah,
we
yeah.
speak, Liz Cheney is thinking of entering the presidential race as an independent. And if that were to happen, we have an incredible set of variables that we haven't seen in a long time. So this is a complex one for me right now.
So
Come
you
back
think
to
it,
me.
go
Come
ahead.
back to me in a few more months when a few things settle. I can have a better picture. But this is a hard one to predict
For
right now.
sure, for sure. I wanted to make a historical comment here and get your take. Um, as far as a former president running against a sitting president, I mean, again,
Right.
that has happened before.
Right.
Cleveland, this happened with Cleveland
Correct.
and Harrison. The difference is is the sort of a rancid politics and populism,
Right.
the criminal charges and what have you. In fact, Cleveland, in the interim 4 years that he was not president and ran against Harrison again, was sort of a model of bringing politics together, and so that part is really uh, different. Do you see vengeance as as I don't know, as a platform in
I do.
2024?
Yeah. Let's come back to Taylor Swift. It's about anger.
Yeah.
Anger, it's still all about emotion. Politics is about emotion, and there are good emotions and there are bad emotions. Anger and vengeance or revenge, I think, is what's driving part of this campaign for
Yeah.
Trump.
And that's unfortunate. Dr. Schultz, thank you so much for educating me and our listeners. And to our listeners, if you know of any history that could provide more perspective from the past on this subject, please share it with us and tell us what's your perspective. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Talk to you later.